Good morning. Before we move on to the next one, let us recollect what we have done earlier when we were doing budgeting. Okay, the capacity that matters for various levels. Okay, the first capacity that we talk is about theoretical capacity. What is a theoretical capacity? It's only in theory. As it said, it is only in theory. Is it practically possible to achieve this capacity? No. For example, it is like one machine can produce 100 units per hour. 100 units per hour. In 24 hours, you can produce 2,400 units. Okay. So 24 hours into 100, 2,400 units. Let us take 365 days a year. 365 days into 2,400. That is the capacity of the machine. Is it practically possible to produce that much? Is it practically possible to manufacture 100 units per hour consistently for 24 hours a day into 365 days a year? Impossible. Okay, theoretical capacity is nothing but the maximum capacity of a machine. Okay, if it is run without stoppage, if you don't stop the machine at all, produce continuously, if you don't stop the factory at all, if you manufacture continuously, it will give you the output. That is called as which one? Theoretical capacity. With higher efficiency, all the time you keep producing, that is called as which one? Theoretical capacity. This is not achievable. This is not achievable. This is like speedometer in your car or two-wheeler. Speedometer can give you a capacity of 120 kilometers per hour in a two-wheeler. Is it possible to ride at 120 kilometers per hour all the times? No. So that theoretical capacity cannot be attained in a practical situation because practically you can find in factories there will be stoppage of work, there will be changeover time. A factory working for three shifts into 8 hours, 24 hours, you cannot run the factory for 24 hours because there will be changeover time, there will be stoppage time, there will be changeover of jobs, there will be changeover of employees. Okay, there will be holidays, there will be breakdown in the machine. Due to non-availability of materials, the machines may get stopped or due to demand. Okay, you can manufacture, but who will sell the products? Okay, due to demand, you have to stop the production. The lesser demand, you have to stop the production. Due to various reasons, the theoretical capacity cannot be obtained. Suddenly there may be power cut. Suddenly there may be a breakdown in a component you have to repair. So theoretical capacity is not attainable. Next one we call it as master budget capacity utilization. This is called as expected actual capacity utilization. For example, we are in November. Let us prepare a budget for January to March. January, February, March. Okay, let's assume we are producing electronic goods, laptops, desktops, various things we are manufacturing. Okay, so we'll plan how much we are going to produce, how much of capacity we are going to use. That is called as which one? Master budget capacity utilization. Expected actual capacity utilization. Expected actual capacity utilization. It can be calculated based on demand. It can be calculated based on availability of raw material, depending upon what constraint you are facing. For example, the constraint is availability of labor. Based on available labor, we'll manufacture. If the constraint is availability of material, based on the material, we'll manufacture this many units. If the constraint is demand for the product, then the production will be scheduled based on the demand for the product, like that. So the master budget will tell you, budget is prepared based on the constraint. Constraint may be different from different companies. For example, for my company, demand is huge. Okay, labor is also available, machines are also available, but sorry, yeah. So the constraint may be different in different organization. For me, demand is not a problem. Maybe production is not a problem, or workers not a problem. The problem is availability of material. Then I will plan the budget, or I will prepare the budget based on what? Raw material. So depending upon master budget, I work out what? Expected actual capacity utilization. Then which I compare with practical capacity or attainable capacity. For example, I can manufacture I can manufacture theoretically about 40,000 units. Then I also work out attainable capacity. What is attainable capacity? Without stoppage, if I run the machine, I can manufacture 40,000 units. I will provide for stoppage. Why stoppage happens? Due to changeover from one shift to next shift, changeover of jobs, changeover of products, due to power cuts, due to maintenance, unavoidable time will be there. Unavoidable time may be lost. So I eliminate that. I can manufacture about 30,000 units. So first I see the theoretical capacity. I provide for idle time, I provide for stoppage, I provide for repair time, maintenance time, okay, changeover time, etc. and all. Then I calculate the attainable capacity, that is 30,000 units. Within the 30,000 units, the master budget will be prepared. Our possible capacity is 30,000. Within that, the actual production may be 28,000. Our actual production may be 30,000, but it cannot be more than 30,000 because attainable capacity is 30,000 only. Then what is the normal capacity? For the past 3 years, we manufactured 24,000 units, 25,000 units in 1 year, another year some 24,000. When you take the average, that is called as what? Normal capacity. That is called as which one? Normal capacity. Based on normal capacity only, all overheads are charged. Fixed overheads especially are charged based on which capacity? Normal capacity. So what is a normal capacity? It is a long-term average. It may be 3 years, 4 years, 5 years average. You take it, based on that you absorb fixed overheads from the customer, and that is required for financial reporting also. What is practical capacity or attainable capacity? Theoretical capacity minus the capacity that is lost due to stoppage. Stoppage happens because of various reasons. Okay, what is the master budget capacity? Expected capacity utilization based on the budget that we prepare. So all these are relevant for decision making. Last class we have learned about theory of constraint. One of the constraint may be the capacity. One of the constraint may be which one? Capacity. This is practically not possible to attain. This is practically possible to attain, and long range averages something like that. Then expected capacity utilization, based on that we decide how many machines we require, whether we have to add more machines, how to remove the constraint, all those things we discuss and decide. Okay, so this is about capacity utilization. So this is what we had seen. Theory of constraints we had seen, and capacity levels and management decisions based on the capacity levels. So in the examination, they can ask you a question, MCQ based on this. The capacity without any loss of idle time is called as which capacity? Theoretical capacity. The capacity after providing idle time, changeover time, after eliminating the time which is not possible to produce, that capacity we call it as which capacity? Practical capacity. Practical capacity. What is the normal capacity? Based on long-term average, like 2 or 3 years average, you work out which capacity? Normal capacity. Based on normal capacity only, the fixed overheads are charged to the customers, and of course that is required for financial reporting also. Then we prepare a budget. Based on the budget, we think this much of capacity can be used. That is called as planned actual capacity. All these are required for taking a pricing decision, like whether to sell the product at this price or not, whether to shut down the factory or run the factory. For all these things, these capacities are required. Next, we'll go for business process improvement and which one? Value chain.